Hey, what's up guys? We are on the wiring portion with the SP9100 unit today. Last video I kind of did the install of the light, just the hardware itself, none of the wiring or anything like that. And in this one we're going to be doing the actual wiring to the SP9100 unit. This is only going to work with you guys with the SP9100 unit. Wow, I'll say that 10 times fast. So with you guys with stock wiring or don't have a control unit like this installed, this isn't going to apply to you. You're going to have to go a different way, which I don't have any idea on that process, but I'm sure you can find something on YouTube. It's YouTube. So anyway, we're just going to be doing the simple wiring with Taylor. It's my friend over here. He's actually doing all the hard work.
All right.
So he'll be the brains behind this operation, and I'm the idiot with a camera. As you can see, we are masked up. Thank you, Governor Herbert, or Sherbert, or whatever your name is. Dumb policies aside. Anyway, let's get into it, dive deep, and kind of show you guys how it's done. And oh, I forgot to mention, we are doing the ditch lights as well. Should be kind of similar process. Of course, the light bar, as I anticipate, is going to require a lot more power than the ditch lights themselves. So there is going to be some differences, but same concept. We'll show you guys how to do those as well. All the lights are from Heretic Studios. Big shout out to them, Dave over there. Thank you, buddy. We just work together, so I love them. But yeah, guys, let's get into this install. And hopefully you guys find this entertaining and enjoying and educational. I'm a helpless idiot. Couldn't find a video like this online, so I'm hoping to make it so that way you guys out there doing all your DIY projects can get it done yourself. So yeah, let's get into it. We have some new additions to the garage.
Hey! I got a mask on.
All right, so Taylor, go ahead and just walk us through what you're going to be doing, and then we'll kind of show them after this.
Sweet. So these all came with their Heretic Studio light bars and ditch lights and everything, so it makes it super easy to wire it up. This is for the SP9100. It tells you what wires go to what. It tells you the ampage and everything that each one's rated for and everything. So we're just going to go ahead and cut some wires and make our own wiring harnesses. Should be super easy, and just enjoy the process.
Alright, so in the background here you can see we're doing the wiring down the weather strip, and we were going to just wrap some of the wiring just to add a little bit more of a seal, but it's so tight that we're just going to do the wires themselves. There's enough sealing there that I'm not worried about it, so shouldn't be an issue. Look at me talking through the process while he does all the work. That's truly DIY right there. So Taylor here, master of all tools. It helps when you have the right tools for the job, you know?
It does.
That's one thing I found out. Working on this truck, it sucks.
Inside these connectors, there's actually solder that I am melting right now to connect the two wires together. And then it's also heat shrink on top of that. So you'll just let that cool off, and the wires are now soldered together.
So Taylor's taking zip ties and just cleaned it up here. And that is wired to the ditch lights, and we're gonna wire it now to the panel itself.
So we got all the makeshift wiring harnesses over here. We're actually just going to use one of these bolts on this unit to ground everything, because none of these wires have a ground. they're only positive, which will work just fine. So we'll just ground everything on that bolt right there and it should work just fine.
So we had Taylor just getting the last wiring harness done. And then it comes down to getting everything wired up. Unless I'm missing a step.
Nope.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. So just to recap, give you guys a quick rundown. These, what do you want to call them? Adapters, harnesses?
Connectors.
Connectors, yeah. These ones came with the Heretic Your lights. Again, different lights might require different things. But these ones came with Heretics. They had the open ends, just the negative, positive connections. We had added wire, and if you can see right here, it runs along kind of the front of the cab here with some added protection. Nice little touch that Taylor did. I almost called you Ayler for some reason. Nice little touch that Taylor did just to clean everything up, make it look really nice, and protect it. We are in Utah, so we do have a lot of different climates that come around. And here's the rest of the wires hanging out from the switch pros that we'll be connecting to based on corresponding which one goes with which switch inside. And then here's the additional wires that we have hanging out. So yeah, we're gonna get them all grounded to this little bolt here, and then go from there. So that's a recap on how the wiring's gone. So. Alright, and because a lot of you are going to say it in the comments, yes, there are hundreds and hundreds of ways of doing this from sure, as I realized in the Switch Pros SP9100 video. There's probably dozens of ways for you guys to get this done. This is probably just a method that works. It's really effective, efficient. Taylor's been doing it for a while. I trust his judgment. He's more of the expert on this. So, yeah. I would recommend if you're in the Utah area, check Taylor out. Taylor, where can they find you?
Facebook, Instagram, wherever, just Taylor Layton. Okay. That's my name, so.
You mind if I put a link in the description?
Go for it.
Okay. We'll have a link in the description. You can hit him up if you want him to do the work. And he does a really good job. Let me just say, if you're new to DIY stuff like I am, I highly recommend you get it done. So, anyway, back to this. All right, so we have selected the wires we're going to use here, as I'm just awkwardly filming Taylor. Open those up. So we're going to do, it's purple and brown, which is switch 1 and switch 7. And the reason I did that is because I wanted the top section to be mostly consistent of lights. So you can see that the top is switch 1, 3, and 5, and 7. So I have switch 1 ditch lights, switch 7 light bar. I'm OCD, so I don't know. I was going to do switch 2, but as you can see here, the amperage, the light bar needs a little bit more amperage. So the first 4 switches only have 20 amps, and the last 4 have 35, and that's what we need. So we're going to be, so essentially the way it would break down is switch 5 through 8 on the right, switch 1 through 4. You get the gist. I'm just OCD about it. But yeah, on the diagram you can't really see too well on this, but we're choosing to use brown, which also looks like the grays on this for some reason. Brown and purple. And the purple, the 35 amps, so switch 5 through 5 through 8, you're good, come with 2 wires. So you have to kind of intermingle them together to get the full effect. So here's the switch pros, you guys can see. We're going to test the top right. We just hooked it up, and ta-da! I just blinded Taylor. Look at that. Holy crap, that's bright. Yeah, that looks sweet. I'm so stoked. So that appears to be working. We'll cover it with the stickers, Switch Pros, or SDHQ, whatever. Comes with stickers to cover these, so we'll get that done. Okay, and what Taylor just did here was twist these two wires. These are the red wires on both ditch lights together. And then we're going to splice those to the brown wire, which I lost it. So we'll find that. But yeah, if you guys want to make your ditch lights run in tandem with each other, make sure you do that. And then all of the ground is going to be attached to that little nut there, like we said before. So that's where the what is it? The negative, right, is attaching to the ground.
Yeah.
Negative
so
wire.
all the negative wires coming off of the lights will just they just need to be grounded somewhere, and that's a perfect culprit for it. So
Sweet.
we chose that.
So light bar works. Now we're just getting the ditch lights set up. Okay, so as you can see right there, that's where the wires going to the ground are, and they're going to connect to that little adapter that's attached to.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
There we go. It's attached to that nut. And you don't have to do all this, but this is just kind of clean, tidy up work. Taylor stuffed the wires into, what do you call those?
Wire loom.
Wire loom. This is how much of an idiot I am, guys. And then tape the wire loom to the ground, and then he's going to just connect that little adapter piece. That will go around the bolt and run the ground. So you guys can see how to do that. These are all leftover wires, don't worry about them. They'll be used for later projects. So we changed it up a little bit. We had to use a smaller connection piece because it had a larger capacity to get some wires in there. So you guys can see that right there. Alright, so here we go. Everything's wired up and working. Looks very, very nice. I'll show you guys what it looks like in the cab here. Alright. So, your panel might look different. Turn that off. Your panel might look different than mine or whatever. I've turned mine to orange. But switch 1, ditch lights. You can see there. Switch 2, light bar. Ditch lights. Light bar. And everything. Super stoked about that.
Good? Good. Okay.
Alright, Taylor, tell us what we need for this project.
Okay, so depending on your application might change depending on where you put your ground wire and all that. It's going to be a little bit different, but everything I used today was a screw gun, zip ties, wire connectors. I like the ones with the solder inside of them that actually heat shrink and melt together. And then a lot of heat shrink tubing, wire of course, connectors. It's good to have those, you never know what you're going to need. And then tools, wire strippers. I used a 10mm socket, razor blade, a couple cutters and some needle nose to pull wires through and cut zip ties off and everything, and then a lighter and some electrical tape. So
Sweet. Alright guys, flip you around. Hopefully that helped you with some of your projects and wiring to the Switch Pros SP9100 unit. I'm going to say that as many times in this video as I need to. But yeah guys, lights work, everything works great, super excited about it. Really excited to hit some trails. I mean, of course it's winter, so we won't be doing too much winter wheeling, but in the springtime or even right now, since there's no snow, we'll be doing some fun stuff. So thank you guys for so much watching. Thank you, Taylor.
yes,
thank you so much, man. And we'll catch you in the next episode, guys.